What's good, people? It's your boy Rashad. I'm back again with another review. I've been away for a little while, but today we're going to be reviewing It, which came out last week or the week before. It's another spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the movie, what are you doing here? Go watch that, come back, and let's get into it. Now, I actually haven't seen the original movie or read the book, any of the books, so I went in this with an open mind, fresh face, ready to see it. A few of my friends had seen it. It's been a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest. Some people said it wasn't scary. Other people thought it was great. I'm going to get into my thoughts in a little while. Firstly, I'd just like to speak about the opening scene with Georgie and Bill. You can actually tell how much these two care about each other. And I've watched this movie twice. The second time I watched it, it really hit home that these two had a very, very close bond, which made what happens next so much worse. Film opens with Bill helping his little brother Georgie make a paper boat. It's raining heavily outside and Georgie goes to play with the boat. He hits his head while he's outside and the boat floats down the storm drain and Pennywise the clown appears. Now, the fact that you get to see Pennywise in the first 5-10 minutes of the film, I thought was very brave, very shocking. Normally in horror movies, you don't get to see the thing that's terrorizing people till maybe halfway through towards the end of the movie, if you get to see them at all. So I thought this was a very, very good twist. A big horror fan. I love horror movies. I see them as much as I can. Some movies don't scare me as much as others. Some movies actually traumatize me. I remember when I saw Jeepers Creepers for the first time and I couldn't sleep for days. That was a madness when I was really young. But yeah, I enjoy horror movies. So the fact that I saw the clown at first, the first time I watched this movie, I was like, okay, it's not that scary. It was a bit shocking. But what actually did scare me about that scene is the end. Now, I've never seen a movie that has children get harmed in it, to my knowledge. As far as I can remember, I've never seen any sort of movie where a child gets brutalized like that. And the fact that Georgie had his arm eaten in the first 10 minutes of this movie, I was like, is that the tone? Is that what I'm going to be in for the whole movie? Because if it is, I don't think I can sit through this because I was ready to walk out right then. I was like, nope, he's crawling around in the water with his fucking arm torn off. This is a little child, and bearing in mind, I just told you that he has a great bond with his little brother. I have a little brother, so I would hate to see my little brother get his arm eaten off like that. That's fucked up. So props to you guys, because that was a shock, and I enjoyed that. I don't know if that makes me a bit crazy, but anyway, that was a great start to the movie. It set the tone really well for me. Then you get to see more of the characters. Now, let me just tell you, the cast of kids in this movie was amazing. I don't think it could be casted any better. The only person I had a little bit of an issue with was Stanley. I don't think he was as good as an actor as the rest of the cast. But Beverly, Bill, even Georgie, to be honest, Richie, everyone did their... I should have really got the actors' names. Overall, everyone did a really great job. Everyone in the movie did a really great job, I think. There wasn't many adults around, but the kid actors, they carried the whole movie up. Like, there was so much character development with certain characters. It was crazy. I especially liked Beverly's character. I think she was very layered. Very, very layered. The fact that her dad was abusing her added so many extra layers to her. And I think that's what helped her fight Pennywise in the end. The fact that she had already defeated her greatest fear, so she wasn't scared of anything at that point. I was hoping they weren't going to show her getting raped, because even though that would have added some more depth and a different dynamic to the movie, I really did not want to see that happen, to be honest. The second time I watched this movie, I could analyze it a bit more. I noticed some of the special effects weren't that great, but it did have an old school horror movie type feel, which I enjoyed. A lot of modern day horror movies rely on jump scares, which I don't mind, as long as they don't overuse jump scares. For example, movies like Paranormal Activity, where it's like at the detriment to the plot. This had a lot of plot. So this was a horror movie with heart, soul. It had character development. You actually cared about the characters, all those good stuff. So I think this was one of the best horror movies I've seen in recent memory. I might actually have to commit to that. I think it's one of the best horror movies I've seen in recent memory. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It was purely due to the characters, the acting skills, the character development, the actual storyline. It was very interesting. The story of it is very interesting in itself. I've done some research on it, and I know that Pennywise Clown is not his actual form. He's like a cosmic entity with a lot of backstory about why he does what he does and stuff like that. Which I hope they bring into the second movie, if there is a second movie there. And there better be a second movie, because I want to see that shit. The only characters that I didn't like were the bullies. I felt that they were very, very over the top, a little bit cartoony sometimes, and Henry Bowers is literally a psychopath. Like, for him to start carving his name into a child for no reason other than the fact that he doesn't like him. I know bullying happens. I don't know, man. That took me out of the movie a little bit because I think it was just a bit over the top. I understand if that does happen in real life, but in when I saw it happen, I was like, really? Is he? Why? I didn't understand, to be honest. I didn't understand why he was so angry at the kids, the Losers Club. I didn't understand why he had so much rage for them. I understand that his father abused him and whatnot, but for him to take that out in that way, I thought that was a little bit unrealistic. But I guess it helped the plot along. I'm not quite sure what happened in the original movie because, as I said, I haven't seen it. But it's probably just a nod to the characters in the old movie because it didn't really have that much point in this one. Now, the kids' dialogue, their humor, Richie's motor mouth, the way that he likes to trash talk and swear and that, I think that was extremely realistic because that's how kids talk. I was swearing way more than that when I was that age. Talking about things I shouldn't have been talking about, but I knew all about. I think that was perfect. I liked Richie a lot. I think Mike could have had a little bit more screen time. I like how the way that they all joined up and they all found each other. That was nice. But yeah, I overall I enjoyed the movie a lot. I would give it. Let me be honest. I would give this movie an 8 out of 10. Yeah, it did get a little bit cheesy for me towards the end with the one-liners, but overall it was a great ending. I especially like Bill's speech before he went into the house the first time where he didn't stutter. You really felt that from him. It was just one of those moments where you think, do you know what, this is serious and we have to seriously do something about it. So I enjoyed that. But if you haven't seen the movie, go watch that. It's a good movie to see. Don't listen to anybody that says it's not scary or anything like that. Horror movies don't always have to terrify you. They can make you think a lot about things. They can make you question your surroundings. And to be honest, if you can't sleep at night, a horror movie has done this job. But this one, I wouldn't say that it scared me the whole way through, but it was a very tense movie. It was very, very, there was a lot of tension in it. The music was great. The jump scares that happened were good, even though you could predict them. The special effects weren't as great with for example, like the headless boy or the guy with the leper. Yeah, his special effects were terrible. The costume and all of that was terrible. But as I said, it gave off a nice old school horror movie feel, which I did enjoy. So it didn't really take away anything from the movie for me. But as I said, if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. Let me know what you think about the movie, if you liked it, you hated it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, and I'll see you on the next one.